Hello everyone, welcome to MasterMatch YouTube channel. I'm with Orlando. Orlando has worked in investment banking, private equity, and entrepreneurship across New York, London, Paris, Poland, and Australia. He has successfully launched Search Fund, and now he's searching for a business to acquire and operate as a CEO. He holds a bachelor's from a Boston University, Master of Finance from Cass Business School in London, and MBA from HEC Paris. He has traveled across 80 countries and enjoys football, rock climbing, and scuba diving in caves. Welcome to you.
Thank you very much. I just hearing that just made me flash back into a lot of different places that I've been around the world and this journey. Thank you for having me, Ashka.
It's my pleasure. So, Orlando, as we mentioned, as you successfully launched the Search Fund, can you tell us how is the process of launching that fund? What is that fund? And how did you approach fundraising? How are you looking for investors?
Yeah, sure. I'll start by discussing what a search fund is briefly, because a search fund is a subset of private equity. It's a small private equity fund, really. It's just for one company instead of a portfolio of companies. So we raised the search fund in basically in two different ways, in two different stages. The first one is raising the search capital, which is going to investors and asking them for some capital to fund a lot of the deal costs related to searching for an investment. So that includes the administrative costs, deal costs, the due diligence, lawyers, etc., and obviously paying yourself a little bit of salary as well. And then the second stage is the actual capital for the acquisition. So we have 24 months to find, what we say our perfect company, to go where we can see ourselves becoming the CEOs, identifying ways of where we can add growth, looking to strategies, either that's expanding geographically or new products or new divisions, etc. So once we identify the perfect company, we go back to our investors and we all try to close the deal. And at that point, then we would step in as the CEOs. So it's a model that has been working since, I think it was born in Stanford University in the 1980s. So it's pretty prevalent in the US, but in some countries, I think Poland now, they have a couple search funds. In Australia, we're one of the first few traditional searchers here. So it's a model that's gaining a lot of ground, gaining popularity, especially out of top business schools around the world. So it's an interesting way to become a CEO rather than starting up your own firm.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you mentioned about the fundraising side. This was this part was the most fun, actually, because we first identified the location where we wanted to find our ideal company. In this case, it was Australia, for a myriad of reasons, including the macroeconomic story and everything. So we had to tap into our networks, go and try to find, expand our networks. So, in other words, finding people that we already didn't know, and basically ask them, hey, we're a couple of young, hungry guys. We're looking for a little capital, to go out and buy a business. And we were lucky enough to find a good group of people. So the way that we went about it is, number one, obviously going through every single contact that you might have, using all kinds of resources online, of course, looking on LinkedIn and simple Google searches, really trying to uncover every single rock, and always, asking everyone that you're able to find, anyone who you might have seen invest in other companies of similar attributes. So this was it's quite the journey. It's the most important part, because your investors are not just there just to provide capital. They're there to provide support, and that's the most important part, because you as a CEO, you're not going to come in saying, you know everything, and you already know exactly the strategy that you're going to employ. Things are rarely going to go exactly how you envision it from the start. So you need a support network who've already been there, who've gone through the same motions that you're going through now, and it can help, kind of support you go through all that. So your cap table, your investors are the most important part, and it's of key importance to always have clear communications lines, contact them very, very early on in the process. And no one is going to, on the first meeting, say, oh, yeah, that sounds like a great idea here. We're going to invest in you. It's over a series of rounds, and you want to keep in touch, show progress as well. That's very important. And choose carefully. At the end, of course, you're looking for capital, but you're looking for the backgrounds of the people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that actually setting up a fund is a very difficult process to navigate, and you have done it really well, so congratulations. And I wonder how me, as a MasterMatch, can support you.
The biggest thing for me is finding people who have like minds. We can bounce ideas off of each other. Like I said, I'm never going to step into a CEO role and think, oh, I know everything. I'm not that type of person at all. So, I could even look for mentors myself, people who have been down this road, before. And I'm very, very, very happy to give back to someone who might be in my shoes just a year earlier, who's looking to either set up his own PE fund, his own search fund, or might be looking at acquiring a business himself, just in a non-traditional and a self-funded way. So, people who have some business backgrounds, or maybe they don't even have business backgrounds, but they have some kind of other type of, very specific, specialized knowledge in a key industry or area. Happy to connect with anyone, and I think it's a two-way process. More, not just what I can get, but it's also what I can give.
Yeah, definitely. So, what are some other ways you can help other people in our community?
Yeah, I'm happy to give back as much as I can in through sharing my stories of what I've been through, the ups, kind of the difficulties, the downs, going through potential deals, anything that has to do with finance. I have a bit of a finance background, so looking into the deals, in a bit more depth, understanding what are the key drivers of either a business or what an industry looks like. Anything to do with business or the financial side of things is I'm happy to chat about. But also when someone really wants to either set up their own company or set up their own fund. I've done both. I know the trouble spots, so I'm happy to share my experience in any way that I can.
Yeah, I think that your experience and accomplishments can definitely provide value to our community. So if you guys would like to get help from Orlando or learn from his experience, please do not hesitate. Go for our platform MasterMatch.online and submit your request for knowledge. The platform will match you with specialists such as Orlando, so that you can save time for research and move quickly with your business objective with verified business partner. Thank you, Orlando, for your time.
Oh, thank you very much, Ashka.
Bye.